We get to see that they are strong on their own, but when they come together, they're unstoppable, and there's power in numbers, and I think that's a empowering message.
Are we ready?
So how does this film kind of fit in the DCEU, and how do you feel like it leaves it open for the next part of the universe?
You know, obviously we know Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, but this is a departure from that in the sense that, you know, in that movie it was really about that relationship with Joker, and this one she breaks free from him, and it's about emancipating herself from that relationship, but also trying to find out who she really is, and along the way meeting Cassandra Cain and meeting the Birds of Prey, and them finding each other.
Cassandra Cain, she does some pretty sneaky and naughty things that kind of forces them to be together.
And I think they all see a bit of themselves in Cass, and I think that's kind of why they band together, because they do identify certain things about this kid that they see in themselves or in the world that they want to change.
One thing I thought was really cool about the film is the way that all the women are very different, but they find a way to come together at the end. So why do you feel like that's important to be seen?
Because we are different, you know, as women we're complex, we're flawed, we trip and stumble on the ground and gotta pick ourselves up, and it was important to the filmmakers to make a Gotham that, while it's heightened, feels more reflective of the world and the way it looks.
The narrative out there that women don't work well together is a falsehood. You know, there are men that don't work well together. It just depends upon the individual. You know what I mean? And so I think that pushing this narrative is very important as well. That, you know, you have your differences, but you can come together and you can work together, you know, for a common cause.
Yeah, and a lot of times your differences are what kind of make you more interesting to the other person. You know, like Harley's kind of checking everybody out and going like, ooh, this is interesting about you, or this is interesting about you, and she sort of sees all their qualities, and we're all doing that in a way. We're sort of sussing each other out and going, okay, I like the skills that you bring to the table, I like what you have to offer, and it's because it's something other than what I bring.
What?
You are so cool.
They all have their own individual journey of emancipation, whether emancipating themselves from a bad relationship in Harley's case, or a system that they feel is corrupt in Renee's case, or a mentality in Black Canary's case, or childhood trauma and not being able to see past her revenge mission in Huntress's case. So that's kind of the common denominator for everyone and a theme throughout the film.
He's after all of us. You betrayed him, you killed his BFF, and you're dumb enough to be building a case against him.
Everyone has their own personality and story, like you said, and then when you really put it together, it's like puzzle pieces and they really fit in together.
Women are complicated and different ages, different backgrounds, and I think that was refreshing for us to be a part of.
We're gonna have to work together.
Sure.
Rosie, the film really honored how Renee's sexuality is portrayed in the comics. How did you feel about that when you found out?
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. It was a wonderful opportunity, and there's a sequel, hopefully, that is explored even further in the right, respectful way. There's so many elements of this project that is showing how the world is changing, has changed, and needs to move forward. And I love the fact that, you know, it's just she has an ex-girlfriend. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? And I think that's important as well.
Was there anything that you learned from your characters that's kind of like seeped into your real life?
We had a few therapy sessions at Rosie's
Couch late at night crying about the world.
And it was an interesting time to shoot the film. We all were going through different things in our personal life, and with Dinah, she's kind of shut down from the world and kind of going through a very pessimistic stage in her life in which she wants nothing to do with the world, just kind of wants to charge through. And I can definitely relate feeling that at times, you know, struggling with the beauty and the ugliness in the world. It's so easy to toss the world away as, oh, it's trash! The world is trash and people are trash. And it's actually not that simple. It's way more complicated. The world is beautiful and it's awful and it's complex, but we are so blessed to be in the world, you know, which was a big takeaway for me.
Psychologically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah.
Cassandra Cain, she's built such a thick skin because she's on her own and she has to fend for herself. So, I mean, that's something that I took into real life, like really building a thick skin and not really caring what other people think, and really finding that like role model character that you can look up to.
Victor's very passionate. I like to think of myself as passionate, and Yeah, maybe that's the only thing that I've taken from him.
A characteristic of Harley that I've taken into real life. I keep catching myself kind of doing Harley expressions lately, and I think it's because I have gone straight from playing Harley in this film to playing Harley again in the next film, and it's actually starting to scare me a little bit. Like, I catch myself doing it, like I'll be like, ooh, and then I'm like, stop it. You're doing her. It's starting to scare me.
We should order pizza. Big Cosmos. Harley, focus. Okay.
If you could put together your own all-female supergroups with anybody, fictional, real, who would you choose to be in your
Oh my goodness. So many.
Oh, fictional or real. Yeah. J.K. Rowling. Love her.
Helen Mirren.
Oh, Helen.
Oh,
would
and
be
Meryl
great.
Streep, Kate Blanchett,
Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Dolly
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett, and Alfred.
Angela, I want on my team. I think she could kick ass.
Celine Dion.
Janis Joplin.
Yeah, cool.
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
I'd call them the rhubarbs. I'd call them the rhubarbs.
Would you call them that? It's
Yeah.
a random name. Why
I
rhubarbs?
don't know.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I just like that.
I'd call
fruit.
them purple nipple.
Oh, that's good.
That's what I call them.
Woo! Who's having a good time?